Ireland's climate action policies actually put us in league with the US, Russia, and Saudi Arabia. That's just really embarrassing. Like, that is not company we want to be keeping. We know that our leaders have been in this situation before. They have made so many promises so many times, but our political system is consistently failing us, and that's why we turn to the court. Climate Case Ireland is a legal case taken by Friends of the Irish Environment. Our case was challenging the government's 2017 National Mitigation Plan, basically the government's plan to reduce Ireland's carbon emissions. And we argued that this plan should not have been passed into law because it's actually inconsistent with Ireland's legally binding obligations under national, EU, and international law. The Climate Change Advisory Council, this is a governmental body, has said that the plan is not fit for purpose. They have said that the path that we're on at the moment is disturbing. This is really strong language from the government's own advisory council. As well as that, the Citizens' Assembly actually recommended that the government radically revise its national mitigation plan on the basis of the Assembly's proposals, but these criticisms and recommendations have been consistently ignored. This is not about what is politically attractive. This is not about what is economically attractive. We are in an emergency. The last time there was this much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, sea levels were 80 feet higher than they are now. And just because Ireland is a small country doesn't mean we don't have to play our part. Ireland actually has the third highest level of carbon emissions per person in the EU. And just in December last year, Ireland was ranked worst in the EU on climate action for the second year in a row. So we were trying to get as much support for the campaign as possible through our signatures. We eventually got 18,000 signatures of support from the public, saying that this case was actually being taken in my name, on their behalf. We went to the High Court from January 22nd to 25th. It was incredible. One of the papers described it as a festival vibe in the courtroom. There were so many people outside that I got into the courtroom and couldn't sit down. People were waiting outside the courtroom. It was really, really momentous. It was a 4-day hearing and there were a lot of documents, a lot of climate science, a lot of human rights law, a lot of constitutional law. So the judge then goes away and reads through all of this and then will come back to us with his decision. I think everyone that was there really felt that regardless of the outcome, there is no going back now. Sometimes climate change can seem like something that is for green people, it's for the people that are taking to the streets all the time. And I think when people saw that this is an issue where the law can be invoked and that the state will respond, I think people started to understand how serious it is and the ramifications of what it can mean. Climate change is an issue that can feel so overwhelming, and it can feel like, well, what can I do? I'm just one person. We still have time to stop the worst effects of climate change. We know from the science that the transition to a low carbon economy is technologically and economically feasible. We know that not doing it is simply a political choice. There is no excuse for this anymore. Our government has a duty to protect us from the worst impacts of climate change, and until that is guaranteed, they should expect to be held to account.